Welcome, everyone. I'm Kimberly Bushman, and this is the Intentionally Intuitive Podcast. Next in the Karmic Life Path series is that of the 16-7. So in this episode, we're going to take a deep dive into what it means to have the influencing energies of the 16 when you have a life path 7. So there are several ways to calculate the life path number in numerology. And though the life path number, which in this case, of course, is 7, though that never changes across the calculations, the influencing number, in this case, 16, does or can. So if you are a life path 7 and you're on my YouTube channel, okay, I can't do this for my other outlets, but if you're on my YouTube channel and you are a life path 7 and you would like for me to check across the calculations to see if you truly do have the karmic life path number 16-7 in your life path energy, then go ahead and just leave your full birth date in the comment section below, and I will do my best to respond at my earliest convenience, letting you know if this video is in fact relevant for you. Because this is not going to be relevant for all 7s. This is only going to be relevant if you have life path energy 16-7, okay? Now, of course, you may have the energy 16-7 show up in other areas of your chart, but typically it will present a little bit differently than it will in the life path number. So again, this is only if you have life path 16-7 influences or influences of the 16 as a life path 7. So if you complete your own calculation, and the calculation is in the description box below, and before you reduce fully down to the single digit, if you have 16-7, then this video is for you. Okay, so again, I encourage you to do your own calculation first, just to see that you are a life path 7, because otherwise, this is definitely not for you. Okay, so as with each karmic life path, you will feel the influences of the 16 very strongly throughout your journey. And to me, it is just as significant as the life path number. And similar to the master level numbers, 11, 22, 33, etc., the influence of this energy can be felt early on in preparation for big outcomes, depending on your choices, of course, later in life. So preparation for bigger outcomes later in life. Now, the energy of the karmic life path is what I like to say, relentless. It's relentless in pushing the individual towards mastery in this lifetime and mastering this energy to the point that it can almost feel non-negotiable in this lifetime. So where master level numbers, that energy, 11, 22, 33, etc., I find to be, and in numerology, we see that as somewhat negotiable because we have, the decision. Do we want to step into this energy or do we not want to step into this energy? So where that's more negotiable, I find that the karmic level life path energy does not seem to be the case. I find it to be more non-negotiable. The soul seems to be on a mission in this lifetime to master this energy, step into it, and then do something better in this lifetime than it may have done in past lifetimes with this energy. Or if you don't believe in past lives and all of that, just to see it as, again, almost non-negotiable and very relentless to push us to step into this energy, master it, so that we can do something significant and really good with it in this lifetime. Okay. So this, of course, this reading, this overview is just that. It's a general overview. To fully understand how these energies could influence your own specific journey, then I would, of course, suggest booking some time with me and let's take a look and go through your report and your full numerology to gain a better understanding what that sort of looks like for you and how the energies sort of interplay with the other aspects. My information is in the description box below. You can book some time with me, and I look forward to working with you. Okay, so before we break down the energies of the 16-7, let's first take a quick look at what it means to have a karmic life path number. So, as you probably well know, if you follow this channel and have followed it for a little while, the life path number is the big one, right? We have it from birth to death. It carries, all of our experiences, all of our challenges, our triumphs, our pretty much everything that the soul wants to learn about this energy in this lifetime, because typically the life path number is new to the soul. It's something that the soul hasn't mastered or completed or done, whatever it wants to do with this energy, right? So it's somewhat new terrain for the soul. So again, holds new experiences, holds things well beyond our comfort zone, challenges, triumphs, everything. And again, the goal is to overcome the challenges, move through the obstacles, move through the experiences, good and uncomfortable, to some degree of mastery of that energy, right? And then falling into alignment with that energy so that things flow, so that we're much more capable of doing something significant with that energy, okay? Now, when we talk about karmic life path energy, typically the way we look at this is, again, we probably mastered this energy in a past life, but we didn't do such great things with it, right? And so in this lifetime, the soul wants to not only master it, but to make amends, or I guess atone for it a little bit, right? Like to do bigger and better things with it in this lifetime. And so it's very similar to in my opinion, it's very similar to have karmic life path number, karmic life path number energy, and master level life path energy. Because both go through this very long period of preparation before stepping into the energy, mastering it, and doing something significant with it, right? And so typically with both master level and karmic level energy, we typically don't see people sort of fall into alignment with this energy until later in life and really truly understand it and do something significant with it until later in life. Very similar to the master level energy. Similar also to the master level energy, the karmic level energy is going to bring almost significant more challenges than what you would see with just the life path number, right? Because regardless of what your life path number is, you're going to face challenges in life. You're going to have to overcome things. You're going to have to experience things outside your comfort zone, et cetera, right? Those rules don't change. However, when we throw in the master level energy or the karmic level energy, or both, we tend to see it almost like additional challenges, right? And with the karmic level energy, what I've seen with working with clients, what I've seen through my own experience, having a 13-4 life path, and a 22-4 life path, is that with the karmic energy, it's almost relentless. It's almost like your soul is not going to give up until you face the challenges, overcome the challenges, change the mindset, sort of triumph over this energy and make it work for you, right? And then do something with it significant. And when you start to fall out of alignment with it, the challenges come right back in. And so it is, to me, a very relentless journey, right? Where it's like the soul is not going to let you slack. It's not going to let you fall off of this path in this lifetime. So again, that's just sort of been my own personal experience and my experience working with clients who have these placements. But there is a method to it, right? There is a method to it. And again, it's preparation for stepping into something bigger, something to be able to do something driven by wisdom and integrity later in life with this energy, or early in life, just depends on your journey, right? With the karmic energy, now again, this isn't to like scare people or be that the fear monger or anything like that. There's no like fear associated with this, or shouldn't be. It's just acknowledging that those who have karmic energy in their life path tend to have significant challenges, very significant challenges, have to shoulder things that many do not have to shoulder, and overcome things that many do not have to overcome. Again, to satisfy this quote unquote mission, right, of the soul. So it can feel like a constant uphill battle, right? And all of this, right? This is what I mean when I say this isn't about fear mongering or being like, or trying to put people into victim mentality or give them permission to complain or whatever, right? This is basically saying, acknowledging the journey and saying that all of this is preparation for something much more aligned, much more enlightened, much more bigger than self, right? So it can feel, when you have this karmic energy, like a constant uphill battle, right? Where you get few breaks, where there's like, you get punched down or you get knocked down and you stand back up, and then you get knocked down and you stand back up, and you get knocked down and it can feel, again, relentless. It can feel like a constant uphill battle, where the person will often say to the universe, I need a break. Give me a win here. Something's got to give. But typically when it comes to this karmic life path energy, the soul knows that we're capable of overcoming these challenges and extracting the wisdom and doing something good with this energy. And so it's not going to give us the break. We need to create the break. And so we must take responsibility for our life and create our own breaks, right? So complaining, victim mentality, that just equates to more knocks, more the universe, our soul showing us that if we don't overcome these challenges, no one's going to do it for us, right? And that could be said about any of the life path numbers and any of the challenges that anyone faces. But again, it almost seems as though those with karmic level energy in their life path just get a lot more knocks, right? And so it would be very easy for someone with these energies to very easily fall into victim mentality or constantly complain about their situation, right? And what they're meant to do, based on the numerology, is, feel whatever they're feeling, move through it, but then find a way to move beyond it and above it, right? And transmute that energy and extract the wisdom and build something better. That is what the soul is continuing to push us to do. So the soul, the universe, will keep knocking us down, and then it's up to us to keep choosing to get back up, learn the lesson, extract the wisdom, and move forward with greater awareness. So the more that we complain, the more that we stay in victim mentality, the more we're just going to get served the same. But the more that we can, move through our feelings, our experience, but then find ways to overcome, to move beyond, to move above. It's not that the challenges will stop coming, or it's not that the knocks will stop coming, but we find a way to move through them more quickly, to roll with them more easily, more gently, more comfortably, or to immediately go to the way of thinking that is, what is this trying to show me? Let me learn the lesson, let me extract the wisdom and move on, right? So it really becomes sort of that, once we start recognizing what's happening, we shift from victim mentality to solution focused. What can I do? What needs to be done here? What is this trying to show me? What's the solution, right? So it becomes a very solution focused journey. Okay. And the more that we can do that, the quicker we move beyond it, right? And again, it's not that the knocks start slowing down. It's just that we move with them much easier, right? We figure it out much quicker, which is the goal, right? So it may not feel like it when you're in it and when you're in the thick of it or when those knocks are coming, but there truly is so much beauty within the design of the karmic life paths. And these souls set out to do, again, tremendous amounts of good in this lifetime. And these sort of lofty goals come with lots of preparation and responsibility. So understand, especially when you're in the thick of it, There is a method to the madness. And the quicker that you can sort of find a way to move beyond blame, complaining, and victim mentality, the quicker that you will master this energy and see it to start to work for you as you create the beautiful magic within the world, right? Your beautiful magic within the world. Once you master this energy, of course, you'll be able to fall, you'll be falling in and out of alignment, right? That's just life from time to time, right? No matter how much you've mastered something, you'll still have to continue to learn things about it, right? So you'll still continue to fall in and out of alignment with it. But the more that you're able to master this energy, again, like I said, another knock or challenge will come in, but we're able to come back into alignment much more quickly. So when we start to see those challenges come in at a quicker rate, then we know that we're not in alignment with what we're meant to be doing with this energy, or we're not in alignment with this energy. And so the quicker we can move back into alignment, the softer those sort of knocks get, right? Or the quicker we're able to deal with them. So remember, karmic life path energy is not a punishment, right? It's not a punishment. The world is not out to get you. The universe is not out to get you. It's really designed as the soul's desire to do better in this lifetime with mastery of this powerful vibration. So with that comes great responsibility and significant challenges that you are more than capable of overcoming. How do I know that you're more than capable of overcoming them? Because you're here listening to this right now. So you have overcome every challenge and every obstacle up to this point, which certainly wasn't easy. So statistics show that you can continue to do the same moving forward, right? Give yourself credit. Okay, so let's do a quick recap of the 7 energy. Because remember, your life path is 7. The influencing energies of the 16 are the karmic energies. So the 7 is a very mental and very spiritual energy. There's a lot going on below the surface with the 7 energy, right? There's a lot mentally going on. There's a lot spiritually, a lot emotionally going on within the 7's energy. So this is a lifetime where the 7 is meant to spend a lot of time in contemplation, in reflection, in going within, in diving deeper, right? In getting really familiar and comfortable with self, to work through that sort of noise from within and make sense of it. The 7 is the truth seeker. So there is a very logical, very practical side to the 7, right? It wants to dig deeper. It wants to get into the psyche of self and others. It's not going to take things necessarily at face value. I always say this, if you tell a 7 that the sky is blue, before they sort of buy into that, they want to know why. They want to know, it's a cheesy example, but if you tell the 7 that something is a certain way, right? Before they sort of completely buy into it, they want to know the reasoning. They want to know the inner workings. They want to dive deeper. So again, it's a very getting to the truth of the matter type of situation. The 7 energy is considered the most psychic energy in numerology. Now, everybody, I believe, has psychic skills, right? We're all psychically tuned in. It's whether we tap into it or not that makes the difference. But with the 7, it's like there's almost like this open channel. Like 7s are typically very capable of being very sensitive to energy, reading a room, reading people. They're just kind of always, there's always, the hamster's always running on the wheel with 7s. There's just a lot going on inside, right? But they are very much tuned in to the more psychic realm. So a lot of times 7s will have very vivid, profound, or prophetic dreams even. A lot of 7s are clairvoyant. A lot of 7s have a lot of experience with sort of the more taboo topics, with more metaphysical or esoteric things. Clairvoyancy. There's potentially a lot that can go on with 7s, right? Especially later in life. Early on in life, there's a lot of working between the more logical side and the more spiritual side, and the unseen and the seen type thing. But eventually the 7 becomes the bridge between those two worlds, right? Between the unseen that can't necessarily be explained logically, but there's still truth to it, and the seen, which can be more logically defined, right? And they become the bridge between those two worlds. In this lifetime, 7s are meant to trust themselves, trust others, and trust the universe, right? Trust the universe is more about trusting the unseen, trusting what you don't have control over, trusting what you can't explain away necessarily. Trusting others, until they show you that they are not trustworthy. This is the lifetime to learn how to do that instead of only clinging to your sort of vibe around a person, or your judgment around a person based on the again, we talked about the sensitivity to the energy, right? Instead of just clinging to that and then trusting or not trusting the person, really using that tool, but also having communication and giving that other person the opportunity to show you, are they trustworthy or not? And then also trusting self. With the 7, there can be a lot of self-doubt because there's a lot going on internally. So there's a lot of second guessing oneself, or again, self-doubt, right? Lack of confidence, until they can kind of work through those inner workings and make a decision and then stand behind it and move with the punches, whatever that means for them. And trust themselves to make the right decisions for themselves in the moment. So again, can be a very anxiety-ridden journey until one figures out how to trust self, others, and the universe. Because otherwise there's, of course, lack of trust, which again can create anxiety. With 7s being sort of this open channel to the ethereal, right? They are really meant to, as well as being this bridge between the unseen and the seen, they are meant to bring great ideas into the physical and sort of gain greater understanding of the unseen and things that can't be logically explained away. But in that process, again, they are meant to take their inspirations, ideas, and turn them into something very tangible. There's a bazillion different ways to be able to do that, and so it depends on the individual person. But there's a reason why there's that open channel, right? So they're meant to be the bridge between those two, and actually do something with those insights and those inspirations or those intuitive hits, right? I mean, we all are, but for 7s, it's such a big part of their journey. 7s are also meant to be balanced between being very grounded and in the body and very spiritual or of a higher consciousness, right? Like tuned in. So very connected to their higher self, their spiritual side, and very connected and grounded, right? Like very much in their body, in this human experience. So that can be challenging for a 7 until they figure out that dance, until they figure out how to honor both sides of themselves, because it's such a nuanced energy. Like I said, you have a lot going on with the 7 internally, and until they can figure out how to be very present in the physical body, having this human experience, but then also honor that very spiritual, psychic, energetic, sensitive to energy side of themselves, right? That becomes the journey, right? To become balanced between those two sides of themselves. So they're not in one extreme or the other, because it is sometimes 7s can be very much in the physical, very logical. Like if they can't explain it, then it's not true. If it doesn't have a logical reason behind it, then it's superstition or it's not true. And of course, then they're not honoring that very spiritual, connected, energetic side of themselves. Or they can be on the other side of the extreme where they're just so head in the clouds that they're bypassing this very physical human experience, right? Through trying to escape in some way, energetically, emotionally, spiritually. So that becomes the dance. Now, if that wasn't enough, right? With the energy of the 16-7, the 16 lets us know sort of the main path that the soul wants to take in this lifetime to master the vibration of the 7. And in order to do so, it must master the vibration of the 16, right? Which also includes the energy of the 1 and the 6. So often people with 16-7 life paths are naturally magnetic people. These are often gifted people with talent for writing, for speaking, which can assist in the expression of their more sort of progressive ideas, right? So often these individuals can be clear-sighted and intellectuals who can understand circumstances very easily and accurately, which of course can lead to speculation, which can also lead to less desirable results. So these individuals are often outstanding at, like I said, reading a room and knowing what's going on very quickly. However, communication is also very necessary in order to get the full picture, right? And these individuals are often so sensitive to energy that they can sort of bypass the interacting or communication step, which they don't always see as necessary to understand the situation, but it is still necessary. And so it's really important for the 16-7 to not just go off of their vibrational reading of the room or the person, right? There needs to be that communication. There needs to be that interaction to gain further understanding of the situation and the dynamic, right? That's really, really important. And that's often a step that's skipped because, like I said, a lot can be going on internally with the 7. And so, and then, just going off their own reading instead of connecting with the other person and really hearing what the person has to say before making a determination, which again goes back to trust and all those things. So with the 16-7 life path, until this energy is mastered, it can feel similar to the energy of the Tower card in tarot. Why? Well, because this is essentially a lifetime of spiritual awakening and then doing something significant with that awareness. So this is a highly spiritual vibration, and in order to tap into it, this person will often move through what seems like endless trials and tribulations, experiencing many defeats and the loss of material security, as well as potentially physical losses, forcing the individual to continuously examine their attitude towards life and their emotions. And so remember I was saying that the physical experiences of this journey are constantly pushing you back to self, or bringing the individual back to self. And the attitude of victim mentality or solution focused is going to make or break the experience, right? So this individual will be put into situations where they must examine their attitude towards life and their emotions, okay? Financial, professional, and personal loss can seem to sort of dominate the existence of a 16-7, sort of urging them through these extreme pressures to awaken to the inner spiritual self, the real self, okay? It's only here that they will feel exonerated and where the solutions can be found. Because remember, solution focused, right? But it's only through those sort of pressure points or those extreme situations that the individual is sort of forced to find the solution, right? To look to the solution. And when they do that and they find the solution, then the experience lightens, right? And so then it pushes them to continue to be solution focused, which obviously just makes sense. Instead of staying in victim mentality, or the world is out to get me, there's nothing I can do, I'm helpless, etc., which is not the case. So these individuals must truly experience the physical to open up more deeply to the spiritual. So when freedom is found from the sort of the illusions of the material world, then the individual can awaken to the truth that lies deep within their soul. This is the absolute beautiful side or journey of the 16-7. Any material losses eventually become meaningless or not so potent, right? Because they've become one with the oneness while having this very human, real experience. And they begin to recognize the interconnectivity and, the things bigger than self, while also becoming very aware and tuned into self. So eventually, the individual is capable of taking basic desires and ideas, refining them while also expanding upon them, and then turning them into something manifested within the material world. Ideally, to assist not only self, but others as well, with integrity and with the vibration of love. So again, true to a 7, but on sort of a magnified level, taking those ideas, i.e. desires, or again, inspirations, ideas, refining them, expanding upon them, and then turning them into something very tangible, very physical. Again, I guess you could say solution focused. So it becomes really incredibly beautiful. But in order to sort of get to that point, the 16-7 needs to go through sort of the tower moment on repeat until they've, because really ultimately, though, if you ever look at the tower, in tarot, it can be a little intimidating, right? It's like this, usually it's depicted as this structure that's being hit by lightning and there's these people falling off, to their death or whatever. It's really intense. But really all it's really signifying is, well, it could be signifying like divine intervention, right? Like we've had the invitation and we haven't done anything. And so divine intervention comes in and forces us to make a change type thing. But really what it's indicating is that lightning bolt moment of awareness, spiritual awakening, awareness to something bigger, whatever, a new perspective, but in a really profound way. And so you can think of the 16-7 having these big aha moments, these sort of intense moments of self-awareness or awareness of others or awareness of the universe or whatever, right? But deep moments of awareness on repeat. And that's the journey, right? And then eventually you can compile all that awareness and do something really, really beautiful with it, with the vibration of love and integrity. So simply put, if we look at the 16-7, we have the vibration of the 1, visionary, progressive, thinks outside the box, does things a little bit differently, takes a risk, really focused on self, which is also oneness, right? And very self-aware, but also aware of the interconnectivity with others. And that allows for leading alongside of others. So becoming the leader, but leading alongside of others. The 1 is also the trailblazer of ingenuity. Okay. Then we also have the vibration of the 6, which is the vibration of love, nurturing, community, taking others into consideration, truth and integrity, and humanity, right? So it goes beyond self to incorporate all. Then we have the vibration of the 7, the bridge between the unseen and the seen, manifesting spiritual insights and inspirations into something very physical and very useful within the world or within their community or their experience. Not an easy path, the 16-7, but certainly one of utmost importance. And 16-7s, just remember, everything that life throws at you is in preparation to be able to do this work with grace and with gratitude, all while understanding and connecting with yourself and others and the universe, or God, whatever you subscribe to, on a much deeper, more enlightened level. So not the easiest of paths, but one that you are more than equipped to excel at, to triumph in, to master, and then to do something really beautiful with. So I hope that this has helped to shed some light on the 16/7 journey. Of course, there's so much more that goes into it. And it also, again, depends on the other energies within your numerology report and how you will express this and how, the different paths that you may take, or the different challenges or the different cycles that will help you to master and then do something with this energy. So though this kind of gives like the highlight reel of the 16/7 and having a karmic life path energy in your life path, it's not going to give us the true full picture without looking at your full numerology report. So again, if you'd like to do that, and you are a 16/7 or a 7 or anyone, go ahead and book some time with me. I'd love to take a look and to continue to help you on your journey. So thanks so much, everyone. I really appreciate you being here and supporting my channel, and I hope that this was helpful. Take care, everyone. Bye for now.